Yemen's President Ali Abdullah Saleh has been wounded in a rocket attack on his palace as the country edges closer to civil war. The attack marks a dramatic escalation in the conflict, which has turned increasingly violent this week. Here's ABC Middle East correspondent Ben Knight.
When smoke appeared above Yemen's presidential palace, it was clear this conflict had entered a new and possibly final stage. Immediately there were rumours that the president himself had been killed, along with 8 of his senior ministers. It took 8 hours for Ali Abdullah Saleh to finally address the nation on state TV. But even then, it was only his voice, which at times sounded breathless.
I salute our armed forces for standing up firmly to confront and challenge an outlaw gang that has nothing to do with the so-called youth revolution.
The protests in Yemen began back in January, around the same time as the demonstrations in Egypt. 3 times Ali Abdullah Saleh has promised to step down, and 3 times he's reneged on the deal. But just over a week ago, tribal leaders lost patience and began massing fighters against the government troops, capturing up to 12 ministerial buildings in the capital Sana'a. The army has been fighting back, turning Sana'a into a war zone. But this attack on President Saleh's palace and person may signal the endgame in Yemen. While the Yemeni president's gamble to ride out the protests appears to have failed, the Syrian regime seems still in control. Once again, Friday prayers were the catalyst for massive demonstrations across Syria. And once again, there were reports of dozens of deaths as government forces fired on the crowds. Protesters appeared to set fire to the flags of Iran, China and Russia over their support for the Assad regime. This video purports to show a Syrian policeman joining the protests. But while the regime can't put an end to the demonstrations, it does not appear to be in terminal trouble. Ben Knight, ABC News.